Sydney's rail system during the 1980s was a mix of services, from the usual single-deck Red Rattlers that dominated the system since its growth in the 1930s, the stainless steel double-decker suburban passenger fleet that grew through the 60s and 70s that everyone is so familiar with, through to diesel-hauled passenger services. But one rail service provided Sydney a fast, reliable package service for 60 years. Hauled by electric parcel vans. In this episode, we take a look at the parcel vans in their final years, the service they provided and their demise after 60 years of service. During the 1980s, State Rail prided itself on having an efficient freight handling service to its customers. They also provided a rail courier service to the general public for packages and goods. Originally known as the Fast Electric Parcel Van service, they later were called Track-Fast Parcel Vans. The Track-Fast service allowed customers to drop off larger packages and goods to specific spots around Sydney, including some stations and Track-Fast goods sheds. Parcels were then sorted and loaded into single-deck Red Rattler parcel vans, some converted from passenger stock. These cars were quite empty on the inside, providing ample space for goods transportation. Here we see the interior of car 3771. You can see the racks going the full length on both sides of the car. By the late 80s, most lines on the Sydney system had two services a day, one in the morning and one in the mid-afternoon, operating across the majority of the Sydney rail network. Here we see cars 3774 and 3776 heading north from Waterfall after a driver exchange. Even the Red Rattlers cab would have provided some protection from the cold on this particular winter's day in 1988. The parcel van fleet was made up of a mixture of single-deck designs. Here we see an original Bradfield car, number 3662, in storage at Mortdale Sheds. Sorry for the poor quality of photo, but the shed was very dark on this particularly overcast day. Its interior is surprisingly well decked out with a heater. Here we see car number 3770 heading out of Mortdale Station. This particular car was converted from a passenger car and still retains its windows, as you can see here. Car number 3771 flies north into Mortdale from Oatley. And then again through the station at Mortdale. Still at Mortdale, we see car number 3779 heading north through the station. And then the same car again heading into Allawah. From the 1930s to the 25th of July 1989, the electric parcel vans serviced the network, working alone or in sets. They were all eventually made redundant when State Rail did away with all of the single-deck Red Rattler cars, as well as privatising its freight services. The parcel vans, along with their passenger counterparts, were all sent to death row, either to Flemington or Redfern to await the scrapper's torch. I personally don't know if any were saved. If you know of any, can you put it down in the comments? That would be great. Also, if you'd like to see more of the Red Rattlers' demise, check out this video. Until next time, remember, sometimes the wrong train can take you to the right place.